D, wait for it, Lightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just watched the latest episode of Titans, and I'm sorry this is a day late and a dollar short. I will be honest with you, I completely forgot about this episode because I spent all day yesterday hanging out with my son, and family time is important. And I forgot about it. I just was completely like oblivious to the day, and so I forgot to watch it yesterday when it came out and all that stuff. So I'm going to do it today, break down this episode and give you my thoughts and everything. I thought that this episode started out really strong and kind of ended a little weak and, very formulaic in everything as far as like story wise goes. But a lot of things happen in this that I like. They're kind of small or whatnot. I don't understand why they don't put a little bit more into the budget with this when it comes to like for instance, what's going on with Starfire. She's having these, I think they're memories, but it's like, I don't like it when they're like, when she's, I'll get into it later, but I don't like when they do certain things with that. I want to say also that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine always get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. And I have good news. I am now selling merch for this channel, so check it out. Geek What is now a clothing brand that designs unique streetwear with a geek/nerd attitude. Some of the core values of Geek What is to see the geekdom for how amazing it is, which is something I've always encouraged on this channel. Here's a look at my latest shirt that was designed by artist Patrick Walters, with my favorite design being me as a cartoon. So if you like what you see, go ahead and click on the link in the description down below. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. All right. Yeah, go buy that stuff. So I think that this episode, like I said, it was good. It wasn't the best episode, but it was, it was decent. I don't know. Also, I kind of feel like they've gotten away from Red Hood, and I wish they wouldn't have done that. I was looking forward to him being the full on bad guy this season, and not Scarecrow / Dr. Crane. And if he's going to be Dr. Scarecrow, just have him put the mask on. Like I'm tired of this nonsense where he's just some homeless man with shaggy hair and everything. All right, let's go ahead and start breaking down this episode. So we start off in the city, and if you remember last episode, Beast Boy went to visit that Molly girl that was friends with Jason. So he's in here talking to her, and she's all like, how is he friends with a Titan? He's like, he helped me out or something like that and everything. And, they go back and forth talking. He's like, I just want to help and everything. Do you know where he is, kind of thing? And he's all like, the city's got, new helpers or something like that. And there's a big giant T where the bat signal was in the sky. Which I don't know how I feel about them going to Gotham and being like their protector. And I don't know. At the same time, this show is good, so it's not that big a deal. So then Dick and Barbara are chit-chatting on the phone, and she's got this little leak going on in the ceiling of her office, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I'm wondering what the significance of this is. But anyways, so she's trying to figure that whole thing out, and they're just chit-chatting of they're going to a gala and everything, and he's eating because he's like, have you ever seen the food there? It's the chicken is the size of a golf ball or whatnot. And then Starfire sitting there talking. When we move over to Superboy and what is a Blackfire, they are obviously in a sexual relationship, which I don't mind, but I just have to say, I don't like Blackfire as a Titan. I don't like this whole, the villains, let's make them like sympathetic antiheroes. I want her full on villain. I don't like this. Their relationship is fine. It gets kind of cute later on, but their relationship is fine. But I feel like Superboy in this situation. Okay, so I feel like Superboy is what Starfire is in the comic books, very naive to, sexual stuff or whatnot. And then she's more like, well, kind of like Dick Grayson in a way and whatnot. She's the more aggressive one when it comes to that kind of thing. But I mean, it's fine. I'm not complaining about it. It's just weird that they switched up. Plus, I just don't like Blackfire being not bad guy. I want her to be full on villain, and hopefully she will be by the end of this season. And plus, I really wish they would focus on other stories besides the Bat family. Like, don't get me wrong, that's great, but like Beast Boy's taking a back seat. We haven't seen Raven at all this season. And Superboy, we're getting this small little snippet of them, but it's like whatever. So they're sitting here looking at their plants. He sees I didn't get a good shot of it, but he sees Krypton destroyed, and then she shows him Tamarin, and they're just chit-chatting, doing the little lover snuggle. And so Beast Boy Tim Drake comes to the mansion, and he's all like, hey, there's a guy here. He says you're Robin and Bruce Wayne is Batman. So he lets him in, and he figures it out. He's like, Dick Grayson, I went and seen you in the Flying Graysons or whatnot at the circus. You did a triple back whatever thingy. And he's like, there's only two people that knew how to do it, you and your dad. And he's like, but then I saw Robin do a triple whatever thingy, and I knew it was you. And then Nightwing does a triple whatever thingy, and he's like, huh, guy stole my moves and everything. And then he's all like, he's like, I thought Jason Todd was the new Robin, but then he died. The Robin died, and then I saw him the other night when my dad got shot. And I'm glad his dad didn't die, because that would be sad. Although Tim Drake is like not a Robin that I like followed hardcore. It was mostly just Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. And now Damian. Damian's great. I hope they don't bring in Damian. It's too early. So anyways, so he's all like, I'm going to give you a ride home and everything, because he's all like, I want to be the new Robin. And, and he will be by then, he will be, even though Jason's, God, there's too many freaking Robins. Gosh, it's hard to keep all this crap together. Okay, so Dick is all like, you don't want to be Robin kind of thing. But anyway, so he gets him home, and Scarecrow is drilling into the water supply of Gotham. Oh my goodness, it's the plot for Batman Begins. Drill it into the water. I mean, it's not a bad plan. It's very formulaic. And I'm all like, what's going on here? So anyways, he's upset with him. He's like, I need an inhaler. And he's all like, well, I don't have any more. You got to make your own. He's like, that's a more concentrated batch, and it'll kill you if you just take it, all together. And he's all like, I'm out. Sorry, it's early right now. So long story short, he punches him and knocks him out. And then he drops him off. And then he gets a hold of Barbara, and he's all like, he's like, I'm sorry about your dad kind of thing. And he's like, if Batman was in the city, it wouldn't happen. And then Barbara's all like, he's like, can you track down Jason Todd with your computer with his walking movements or whatever? So they track him down, and then he sees him. And as he's going to do it, he gets hit by a truck. And then he's all like, Jason and everything. And then we go back to the mansion where these two are making love. Although that's might not what they call it. And it's very hot and heavy. They break the bed. I don't know what this pink stuff is on the floor. I think that might have been coming from Starfire, because she shows up in a little bit, but she's in there and she's sleepwalking again. And he runs out of the room, and she doesn't notice him. And then she's all like, are you okay? And she goes to blast her, and then Blackfire sends out like a shockwave. So I think that's her coming into her powers, which is good, because like I said, I want to see Blackfire full on villain. So she's all like, you didn't send that to me? And she's like, no, and everything. She's like, it's got to be something else. We got to figure out what it is. So then Dick is in the hospital, and they're talking. She's like, can you read the line on there? And he sees this little bat signal. He's like, obviously, seeing stuff or whatnot. It's all supposed to be symbolic or whatnot. And then she's all like, all right, I got you two here. You're going to back me up, and we're going to do this. I'm going to, figure out what's going on. So she goes into her thing. She wakes up in this theater. Now, this is what they do that I don't like, because they did this last season with Dick in that jail cell. Sorry, I have something in my eye. And this is like her in her mind. And I'm all like, why don't you do the her memories as memories? Like, if this is a memory, just film the memory on a street or whatever, wherever this take place. I wish they would do Tamarin. I wish they would have went to Tamarin. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so she sees this. She's in a theater. I don't know what the symbology of this playbook is and everything, but she sees, I'm assuming this is her mother, but she's like, that's my baby. And she opens it up, and this baby, and the eyes glow green and everything, which is supposed to be her and everything. But I'm just curious as to what all of this means, because I don't know, and they're not doing a good job explaining because they're focusing on this Bat family situation. That's the storyline A, which is fine, but storyline B, you're not giving me much, and I'm pretty sure it won't like be satisfying because it's like last season and the B plot stuff was not satisfying. Anyways, so she's on the street and they're like, you circled this spot like a couple of times and everything before you stopped. And I don't like Blackfire's jacket there. The sleeves are at the bottom are gross. They're too long. Anyways, so she's like, you're sleeping together. And they're like, no, yes, maybe. We thought about it. Anyways, so he wakes up by this guy and he's all like, I got a yogurt. You want it? And he's like, you'd give that to me and everything. He's like, yeah. So then he's like, they tried to take a steel drill and drill down this. It's like 10 feet or whatnot. And he's like taking pictures of this. He kills him. And then Jason goes to a sex club kind of thing where these two, which by the way, they showed nudity, and I don't remember if they had showed it in past episodes, but they showed nudity. This, you see this woman's like, right now we're getting tasteful side boob, but they had totally showed nip and everything. But I don't remember if the first season they had complete, like they show people's butts and everything, but like showing full on nip was I was like, oh, okay, they're going there, which is fine. I'm fine with it because I'm an adult and everything. But I just it was a little like what is this all about? So anyways, so Jason Todd's, he's making them pretend to be Dawn and Hawk. What was it? Hank. There we go. And the guy is like, I'm out. I'm not. He's like, I'm sorry for killing you. And he's like, is this a joke? He's like, no. And this girl's like, listen. She's like, you can find forgiveness at home. That's where I always find there's forgiveness at. And he's like, that's not an option. So then back at this thing, they're trying to get this little thing. He left the hospital. She's trying to get this leak fixed, which I'm just curious to what this is supposed to mean and everything. But it's like, what else? So he's all like, you shouldn't have any problems. She's like, well, yeah, but it's still leaking. That's what happened last time. She's like, is it a structural problem? So he's back at the mansion. He sees a vision of himself or whatnot. He goes in and then he's talking to him and they figure, and because Jason Todd got a hold of him, is like, I want to meet him in the old sewer line or whatever that Batman used to take him to. These two are in the car and they're talking and she's all like, do you want to end this? And he's all like, he's like, no, I don't. I'll never forget it. You were my first. And she's all like, you were like my 400th. And he's all like, oh, I should have wore protection. That's a joke. He didn't say that. And that's from another movie. Anyways, so she's all like, I want to remember it. I don't want to forget it either. Whatnot. They obviously like each other. And I do like them as I don't know if they're a couple right now. You could consider that. I do like their dynamic, but at the same time, I don't like Blackfire as a good guy. I just don't like it. I mean, I'll deal with it if that's what they choose to do from now on, but I just don't like it. I just wish that she would become full on bad guy. So then he goes into the sewers. Tim Drake comes up and everything because he's following him. I don't remember what they say here. Sorry, it doesn't even matter. Oh, he's like, oh yeah, Batman used to put you guys in here or something. I don't remember. Sorry, I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Anyways, so he's in here. He's then we go back to here. This woman, she's a psychiatrist. Dr. Crane comes in. I think this is his mother because he calls her mom or something like that. And he's basically like, I'm breaking down kind of thing. And she's all like, get it together or something like that. But she calls the cops and he kills her. And he's all upset about it, but he's tracked down Jason Todd because he put a tracker in him or something like that. So Jason's all in this thing. He's all like, I want to come home. And he's all like, give me Crane and you can come home. So they're like, what? You're going to let him come home after what he did? He killed Hank. And he's like, it wasn't him. He was under Scarecrow's, mind control, but it wasn't mind control. And Beast Boy is all like, I killed people when I was under the influence of Cadmus and you guys let me have a second chance. And Blackfire, she's like, I'm all about second chances. And so they're going to take him back. I wouldn't take him back either. I'd be like, how Starfire was. I'd be like, no, I'm like, he killed Hank. There's no coming back from that. That's always going to hang over his head. I don't care. So Tim Drake follows Jason Todd. And while he does that, he comes across Scarecrow and Scarecrow dropped a gun and he shoots Jason Todd, which I'm all like, okay, we're throwing this in the mix, I guess. And they find him, and Superboy's like, it went clean through and everything. So they're trying to help him. This last part was very like convoluted and just all thrown in there and everything. I hate Blackfire's outfit. It's so Power Rangers. Anyways, so they go in here and he's all like, oh, mother, you said I never took giant risks or whatever. So he does this weird scream. He's like, eh, and everything. And Starfire, she lights up and she blasts him and causes an explosion. Vinny here, she comes in. She's like, there's an explosion at the old whatever. Then this thing breaks through with obviously fake water. This is obviously fake water. Like they couldn't afford to spill a bucket of real water through a hole. So, and I don't know if that ruined her probably very expensive computer. And so this is all burning. And down below, he's all like, this leads straight to the Gotham City's water line. She's like, you mean I just blasted here way through for them to contaminate everybody? And he's like, yeah, you messed up. You messed up. And she's like, crap, kind of thing. And then so they're cleaning up this. Well, there's like, what are those, salt pellets? Anyways, they're cleaning this up, and she's all like, what happened? What did we do? Kind of thing. I don't know. And then there's this red tea in the sky, and I don't know if that's supposed to be symbolic or if it's actually like the Scarecrow changed it to red. I'm not sure. But that's where it ended. And like I said before, this episode started out really strong, and I thought it would be a lot better, but it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't the best episode this season, but it definitely wasn't like, I wouldn't put it in a bad category. Like I would say watch this episode because it was actually pretty good. But it just like, I don't know, it just kind of went to a meh place, you know? I think next episode we'll finally get to see Raven and Wonder Girl in that episode, which I go, why did they wait so long? Which is it's like, I'm not mad that they waited so long, but I just go back to the whole, they're focusing on the Bat family, which I get it. But at some point in time, there are a million other characters in this show. You got to focus on them at some point in time. You know, Starfire. And what gets me is, okay, so Blackfire and Superboy I'll go back to the storylines, but Blackfire and Superboy are in a relationship, whatever they're doing, friends with benefits. I don't know, which I'm fine with, but I wish they would put Dick and Starfire together, because I think they're a better couple, because like, first off, they're both smart. They're both really good leaders. They're both very attractive. I mean, like, it's so funny. This house is full of hot people. Like, it's like the hot people house, and, hot people are just hooking up left and right. So I'm just like, but I do wish that they would put Starfire and Dick Grayson together. I just think that they're a good couple, especially in this show. Anna Diop and, what is his first? Thuos. I don't know how to say his last name. What's his first name? Shoot, I forgot. Anyways, it doesn't. Brandon Thwaites. That's how you say his name. They both do a good job. I mean, everybody does a good job on the show, but those two do a really good job as Starfire and Dick Grayson. And I really think that I would like to see them as a couple. As far as storylines go, I'll finish this last thought and then I'll leave you guys alone. As far as storylines go, I really wish that they would just focus on Starfire, and then not so much on these small time bad guys, because I thought they would do Red Hood and they would do it more, but I feel like it's just taking a back seat. And I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not upset about it, but at the same time, I just wish there was more to it. Because Scarecrow is not that great a bad guy, and this Batman Begins storyline is so already been done. All right, so those are my thoughts. This is my breakdown and review. Sorry, I rambled on there at the end. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like this episode? Like, what was your favorite part? Who is your favorite Titan? I have to say right now, for me, it's probably Starfire. But I do like Dick Grayson also, but I would have to say Starfire, just because both of those two have taken on a leadership role, and I really like them a lot. But I do like Superboy also. Crypto doesn't get enough screen time either. All right, those are my thoughts. You guys go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next week on time on my Titans review. You guys have a good week. Bye.